Today is the 29th day of the 7th month in the 9th year of Channel Group, September 5, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent, the true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. 천지인 참 부모님께 경배, 바로. Let us recite Family Pledge number 1. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to seek our original homeland and build the kingdom of Heavenly Parent on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation, by centering on true love. 2. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the Heavenly Parent and true parents. We pledge to perfect the beautiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and on earth by centering on true love. 3. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingships and realm of the royal family by centering on true love. 4. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to build the universal family encompassing heaven and earth, which is Heavenly Parent's ideal of creation, and perfect the world of freedom, peace, unity, and happiness by centering on true love. 5. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love. 6. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the Heavenly Parent and true parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessing to our community by centering on true love. 7. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect a world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. 8. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges, having entered the era of Channel Group, to achieve the ideal of Heavenly Parent and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of Heavenly Parent on earth and in heaven by centering on true love.
Thank you, President LA, for leading us in the Kyungbe and Family Pledge. And now, to report to heaven, to Heavenly Parent and true parents, let us welcome the HTM Witnessing Committee Head, Pastor John Rodbert Gregorio, for the opening prayer.
Please join me in prayer. Our most beloved Heavenly Parent and our victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, today, as we are receiving another inspiration and internal guidance, Heavenly Parents, directly from our true parents through our national leader, we are so grateful and thankful, Heavenly Parents, that once again, we could really connect our hearts together and we could bring joy and happiness to our Heavenly Parents and our true parents by attending them together with this morning devotion, Heavenly Parents, together with all of our brothers and sisters throughout the nation and in different nations, Heavenly Parents. We would like to pledge our commitment and our sincerity to move heaven, and most especially to join together our true mother, who's really working so hard in the front line of frontlines, Heavenly Parents, to really bring the glory to our Heavenly Parents, which is by establishing the firm establishment of Channel Group, Heavenly Parents. And together with all of our leaders, all of our elders and blessed central families and members, we would like to take this opportunity, Heavenly Parents, to pledge and commit ourselves, Heavenly Parents, in bringing victory towards the fulfillment of our portion of responsibility And today, as we are receiving words from our true parents, we would like to internalize and to really reflect on ourselves, Heavenly Parents. What is our contribution? What is our determination, Heavenly Parents, to support our true mother who's really working so hard day and night, Heavenly Parents, bringing victory every day to our Heavenly Parents. And with this, we would like to pray for all of our brothers and sisters today who are in sickness, that they could really receive comfort, they could really receive revelation from heaven, Heavenly Parents, that they could really overcome all of their sickness and struggles in their life, Heavenly Parents. And with this, I would like to really sincerely offer this prayer together with my wife in the name of John and Catherine Gregorio, Blessed Central Families, Aju.
Aju. Let us all offer our unison prayer. Aju. Let us all offer our gratitudes and greetings to our loving Heavenly Parents and true parents. Thank you and good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents, for this blessed Sunday. Let us also greet our families, brothers and sisters, who are with you right now, virtually and physically. Let's tell to them, you are God's blessing. By the way, let me first express my gratitude to Pastor Gregorio for the heart-moving and sincere prayer report, and to everyone who offered their prayers report. I'm sure all our sincere prayers are sent to heaven. Let me recognize first the presence of the wife of our chairman, Dr. Robert Kittel and Mrs. Tricia Kittel, to our vice presidents, and Dr. Julius and Dr. Ronnie Sudasta, and our Reverend L.A., our national president, to all leaders, blessed families, blessed children, brothers and sisters in this Zoom link, as well as to those who are participating in YouTube channel and FB Live. Have a blessed and glorious Sunday to all. Let us all learn, be inspired, reflect, and lift up our spirit together. I am Mark Flora Gabaran, your MC for today's morning devotion, representing the HTM department. So to continue with, may I request our National HTM Secretary, Ms. Mary Rose Tormes, for the Hunduki reading from the Mother Peace book.
Okay, thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to Reverend Layong Ilohawa. From the today's reading is from the book of Mother of Peace, a memoir of Dr. Hakjahan. Chapter 11, The Restoration of the Canaan in Heaven and on Earth, continuation. Perennial rains and tear of joy. In Africa, rain is considered a blessing. The rain is during today's blessing ceremony was heaven's tears of joy. Torrential rains are common in South Africa. However, no one expected the rain to conceal with my entire stay in the Johannesburg in the December 2019. It rained for hours and a day and on end. Prior to my arrival, the dough had already come to me. That the Africa Continental Blessing Ceremony will be unusable challenging. That though turned out to have been present. For years, we had planned to host a continental summit and blessing ceremony in South Africa. Unfortunately, Family Federation South Africa's foundation was not at the level where summit and blessing could be co-hosted with the South African government. Finally, in 2018, we forged ties with the South African people and government when we co-hosted the celebration of Nelson Mandela's centenary in Mvezo, as well as the 2018 Cape Town Summit and the Blessing. On that foundation and energized by the ongoing initiative of the Prophet Radebe and other major religious leaders, we were ready to hold continental level summit and blessing. Our blessed families and missionaries prepared more than 100,000 couples to attend in person, and we expect millions of African, national, and other people around the world to take part via the internet. Mobilization efforts have been successful with the response overwhelmingly positive. Most of the participants were from the Johannesburg, where the FNB Stadium is located. But there also were those who traveled for days to take part. All told, participants came from the 54 countries with the largest international contingents from the Mozambique and Zambia and Zimbabwe. Furthermore, South African State Trans Television and Radio and other major media throughout Africa prepared for the live broadcast. But Prophet Radebe and the hosts were nervous as they watched the sky. It had rained for 8 days, and the Johannesburg has a problem with the flooding. On the day of the blessing, the rain was continuous. At the time, it lightened up, but then it became heavy again. The road in and around PNB Stadium were some areas were flooded. Most people in the government encouraged us to reschedule because they didn't believe not anybody could come. Some 30% of the charter buses realized that they could not reach their assigned pickup point, and they simply canceled. The day before the blessing, Rapid Radebe had told me that neither wind nor rain would deter the people from attending the blessing. On the eve of the blessing ceremony, as the news of the bus cancellation for is in like the rain, Prophet Radebe and his team went into emergency mode and somehow procured 500 more buses. The prophet worked so hard, running here and there to fulfill what he knew was the people's great wish to attend the blessing. As the day of the continental blessing ceremony arrived, the people act on that great wish. Beginning at 5 a.m., couple entered the stadium. Long lines formed with everyone waiting patiently. When they entered, participants headed for the third floor, which provided shelter from rain. Despite all this, the festive mood filled the venue. People danced and sang in the gratitude for the historical blessing they knew they would be receiving from the God's only begotten daughter. The atmosphere was like a festival. Their dedication was further on display when, and at Prophet Radebe's request, participants on the third level made their way to the ground level and only onto the field. Even with the raincoats and umbrellas, more were soaked to the skin. Nevertheless, nothing could dampen their spirit. Only once seated, the participants often rose to dance, sing, and applaud. The commitment Prophet Radebe and the members of the Revelation Church of God show was remarkable. When I arrived at the stadium, I could see brides and groom in their tuxedos and wedding dresses, waiting for the blessing. Seeing me, the thunderous roar and loud shout of Mother Moon, and applause followed. I felt that the clouds were releasing shower of joy and blessing. More drama ensued when, as I was about to leave the green room and enter the elevator, the electricity went out. Incredibly, even though the music stopped, the participants continued singing and cheering. Foregoing the elevator, I walked down 3 stories, determined not to let challenges, large or small, derail the blessing festival. When I arrived near the entrance tunnel, Prophet Radebe was waiting with a big, bright smile on his face. I was very pleased to see him and said, "Let's do our best today." Adieu.
Jude. Thank you, Miss Tormes, for a very good and artistic reading. From it, we learned that rainy days can be a challenging time, but indeed a pouring blessings. The same as what happened during the continental blessing in Africa. The remarkable sincerity and dedication of African people surpassed the situation. Anyways, according to Henry Ward Beecher, gratitude is the fairest blossom which spring from the soul. It is the powerful catalyst for happiness. And so, to give us his 10 points of gratitude, let us welcome the beautiful and fragrant flower of HCM Education, Secretary, Miss Jennifer Quasito.
Good morning to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Thank you so much, Tita Mai, for that very kind introduction. So good morning to our leaders, our blessed families, and to all brothers and sisters who are watching in YouTube and Facebook Live, and even here in Zoom. Good morning. So I'd like to share my 10 points of gratitude. First, I am grateful to Heavenly Parent and true parents for the gift of life that I am enjoying now. Second, I am grateful to our true parents, Reverend San Moon and Dr. Haksha Han Moon, for the spiritual life or the eternal life they have given to all of us and have given me. And third, I am grateful for the marriage blessing that me and my partner received from true parents last April 2021, this year. And fourth, I am grateful to my physical family, my parents, my mother, my siblings, and the closest relatives that we have who love me, take care of me, and send me to school until I get my license as a professional teacher. And fifth, I am grateful for all the hard works and sacrifices of all our leaders, our elders, and all our brothers and sisters for the providence. And sixth, I am grateful to Heavenly Parent and true parents for the hardworking, understanding, and loving spouse He gave to me. And of course, on top of that, His love to Heavenly Parent and true parents that has been extended to me, and that love made me feel special. Seven, Seventh, I am grateful to my ancestors who put me in this situation, who put so much Jongsong and who laid the foundation in order for me to survive the difficulties, the struggles that I have encountered in my life of faith here in the movement. And eight, I am grateful for the food that we eat every day, for the air that we breathe, for the shelter that we have. Despite this pandemic, we are comfortable. Compared to all the people who are starving, who are in the streets, and to all the people who are living in slums. I'm so grateful for that. And ninth, I am grateful for the protection and the good health that the people that I love um, always have every day. And of course, that's to parents and Heavenly Parent. And number 10, I am grateful to be part of the HTM department in the education committee. So I'm grateful for all the learnings that I have to meet different leaders, and also with collaborate with our HTM National Secretariat. So I'm so grateful for the realizations I've got from them, the learnings that I got from our leaders in HTM. So actually, I have so much things to be grateful of, but this are for now. These are the things that so far I would like to share to you. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Miss Jenna, for the very heartfelt 10 points of gratitude that you shared to us today. Indeed, grateful heart is a magnet to blessings and miracles. So let us all stay having a grateful heart in whatever circumstances. Let us appreciate her to our virtual round of applause. At this juncture, I am sure we will be hearing a very heart-moving song that can be help lifting our spirit. This is a very surprise offering performance. First time that we will going to see them. To render us right now is one of the model couple in the era of CIG. So let us welcome them with a virtual sounding applause. The HCM Director of Asia and Philippines, Dr. and Mrs. Jaime O. Vergara.
Good morning, our dear brothers and sisters around the world. We would like to offer a song to everyone. As you know, you are all working very hard, and we would like to offer this song to all of you.
Inaikiyaso
Wow, so amazing. Thank you for loving me. What a great, inspiring song. I can see everyone's face are really very much happy, no? And everybody's feel the spirit of loving from our loving heavenly parents and true parents. Thank you very much, Dr. and Mrs. Jaime Vergara, for a very outstanding and heart-lifting offering song that it also challenged our couples out there. I'm sure they'll challenge the couples out there. So again, let us give them a virtual round of applause. For now, let us all prepare our mind and spirit with open hearts to receive the guidance from our loving heavenly parents and true parents, and it will be conveyed to us. We are very young, hardworking, and very passionate, and a very humble national president of the FFWPU Philippines, Reverend Dr. Leo T. Halog. Let us all welcome him with a virtual round of applause.
Thank you very much to our very great and amazing MC for today, this morning's morning devotion, our Mrs. Mariflor Gabaran. Thank you very much, po. I would like to greet our heavenly parents and true parents. Good morning to our heavenly parents and true parents. To all our beloved leaders, Chandu families, the central families, and beloved brothers and sisters. Pleasant morning to you all. Happy Sunday po sa inyong lahat. Thank you very much for joining again our morning devotion today. Yeah, thank you very much to our HTM Director of Asia Pacific, our Dr. Jimmy Vergara and his wife, our Ate Shirley, the Director of HTM in the Philippines, for that really very heartfelt and wonderful song you have offered to all of us today. Thank you so much, po. And also to the 10 points of gratitude shared to us by our sister Jennifer. Thank you for that wonderful 10 points of gratitude. And yeah, thank you so much to our HTM department for their taking or being the host for today's morning devotion. Yesterday, maybe many have joined from the Philippines last night. The education, the CLS of Professor Gill. It was a very good program. So I think all our blessed families can join. This is once a month, this education program. Yeah, the topic yesterday was really very good, give and take leadership. So I think this education is really essential for us to build a substantial channel group. So it's really good to participate, to join this education class of Professor Gill. So this morning, I will be sharing with you. I will continue my topic yesterday. So today, we're going to continue with this topic, the path to eliminate fallen nature. Okay, so let's begin. So Father said, habits formed as a toddler continue until old age. Changing one's perception or understanding is a frightening and difficult task. Once acquired, a bad habit is difficult to change. This is why we have the adage, habits formed as a toddler continue until old age. Although you may have been in the Unification Church for decades, you have not rooted out your secular habits. You may say the words, sacrifice for the providence, sacrifice. But have you really sacrificed? If given the choice between a comfortable path and a path of trials and tribulations, can you confidently say you would go the path of sacrifice? No. So Father is telling us today that to really change is not easy. So to change our perception, Father said, or understanding is really frightening and difficult task. So once we acquired, Father said, a bad habit is difficult to change. So that's why there is this saying that habits formed as a toddler continue until old age. So sinasabi po ni Father na yung from 0 to 3 years old ng bata, that is very, very important time in a child's life. Kung ano po yung ma-develop na habit ng bata from especially that age will going to be carried until, Father said, until 8 years old or until hanggang tumanda. Dala-dala po natin yung pandayan. Kaya napakahalaga talaga during this period sa mga bata, if we really wanted to really raise up well our children, most important is during this age nila. And then we have to really teach them the best na practice or habit na they can carry until they will grow old. So Father said, although you may have been in the Unification Church for decades, you have not rooted out your secular habits. So this is the reality. So we can, really reflect how long we have been, following through parents, but how much also we have changed ourselves, right? So it is not easy. That is the reality. So you may say the word sacrifice for the providence. So we always, say we are sacrificing for the providence. But Father said, have you really sacrificed? If you're given the choice between a comfortable path and a path of trials and tribulations, can you confidently say you would go the path of sacrifice? So Father knows, the characteristic of fallen human being. Of course, we are already blessed. We receive already the blessing, most of us, right? But, still, our habit, our practice, the reality is not easy to change, right? That's why now, Professor Gill also yesterday, he was saying this Chonshim, Chonbo, like devotion course, this Chonshim, Chonbo path. Actually, this path that we are going through now, this will be the way for us to eliminate our fallen nature and really complete, ourselves. So it's actually really, this course is really not easy. Father is saying that with our own power, we cannot do it. And then just focusing on yourself, you cannot really, do it. You have to go the path of, helping other people. right? So this Chonbu path. So really, the reality is not easy to change oneself. Ito talaga yung very, really challenging. This is actually life and death. When we talk about life and death, this is actually changing oneself is really life and death. It's really not easy. Can you imagine? We join, maybe most of us already, maybe siguro mga pinakabata na nag-join the first generation, siguro mga 16 or 17, basically this age, right? You were witness, most of us na witnessan during our college days, university days. Karamihan po. So, for that years, what kind of habit you have, ano na yung pinapractice natin before we meet our church. So, can you imagine that 15 years or 16 years, 17 years, we are under Satan. So, that habit deeply rooted sa atin yun. So, it's not easy to change. Once you will not really determine, if you will not going to have life and death determination, that it is really impossible to change oneself. That's why, even when we start family, still a lot of challenges and difficulties cannot overcome. Kasi nga, still the habit is there. We couldn't still, uproot. So it's really not easy. Kaya sinasabi ni Father ngayon, even though how many decades you've been to our church, you have not rooted out your secular habits, right? So this is the reality. That's why we have to continue moving forward and then really have to reach, the determination of life and death, and then continue, lalo na ngayon, with this Chonbu path that we are going through, right? So this is really the path of completing the 3 great blessings, completing the 4 great realms of heart, perfecting our character. Aju, kaya nga ngayon, as parents, we understand how can we really raise up our children very well, lalo na sa mga bagong magiging magulang pa lang, right? Very important. So sometimes we can see mga magulang, iniiwanan nila yung mga anak nila at very young age. Father said, do not leave your children. Lalong-lalo na yung, of course, in the past, di ba? Pero ngayon, ibang era na po tayo ngayon. Especially young couples, those who are just started family, lalong-lalo na yung mother, need to really take care talaga sa anak. So these habits that our children will going to have while they were young, they will going to carry this until they will going to become old. Aju? So this is very important for us to understand. So Father said, this is also a result of habits accumulated over a lifetime. This disposition toward taking the easy way out is the result of secular habits transmitted historically. Even St. Paul exclaimed, "Wretched man that I am, who will rescue me from this body of death?" From the book of Romans 7:24. This wretchedness is also a result of habits accumulated over a lifetime. St. Paul lamented, wretched man that I am, because he saw within himself 2 laws at war with each other. His inner being delighted in God's law, but his body followed Satan's desire. He thus added, "Who will rescue me from this body of death?" So we could see how, really serious it is sa buhay natin. Even, St. Paul, he said that, he is what? And then the most serious thing is, he said that who will rescue him from this kind of situation? So his mind, is like his inner being, Father said, is delighted in God's law, but his body followed Satan's desire. Kaya nga, tayo sa Pilipino, meron po tayong kasabihan na gusto kong bumait pero di ko magawa. So we can say that it's really not easy to change oneself, to become a good person, right? Hindi talaga madali because of the tragedy that had happened in the Garden of Eden, because of the fall. So starting from that moment, mind of people started to be divided. Nagkaroon na tayo ng evil mind because of that, right? So that's why even though we are, our mind, actually original mind, wanted to do good things, we somehow have some understanding, but our physical body that is being controlled by Satan is doing other thing. So that's why even St. Paul is saying, he's lamenting, wretched man that I am, right? Because he saw with him two laws at war with each other. So that's why he's asking who will going to rescue him from this body of death. So even him, he don't have any solution actually, right? He is already, a disciple of Jesus, and then, how much he followed. He is a religious leader actually, right? But even himself, so how much more ordinary people who is just living very ordinary life, right? How can we be separated? How can we be How can we overcome this situation, right? So this is the result, sabi ni Father, of the accumulated habits that is accumulated over a lifetime. So it is really deeply rooted. Kung sa bakal pa, this is really a rust, kalawang na, cannot eliminated anymore, cannot remove anymore. And then yung kalawang, it destroys yung, the steel, right? So the same is true, this fallen nature that we have sa buhay natin. If we cannot eliminate this, then it will destroy us completely, right? We will lose our value, this accumulated habit that we have accumulated over a lifetime. So only through our own power, we cannot eliminate this. We cannot remove this sa buhay natin. So para itong, rust na nakadikit sa atin that cannot be, removed and is slowly destroying us, this fallen nature, right? That's why even St. Paul is asking, who will, rescue him with this body of death? So this is how serious it is. So Father said, habits formed over a lifetime cannot be eliminated even though you try until you die. So habits formed over a lifetime cannot be eliminated even though you try until you die. Thus, it is logical to say that habits and fallen nature that have been passed down over millions of years cannot be rooted out with efforts made over a few centuries. This is serious issue. You speak vaguely about fallen nature, but this fallen nature was not inherited through something being eaten. So, as what most people understand, because of Adam and Eve eating the fruit, right? So this became the reason, or the root of sin, yung because of, eating something, yun ang paniniwala ng mga tao. But Father is saying, you speak vaguely about fallen nature, but this fallen nature was not inherited through something being eaten. So this fallen nature na nakuha natin, how could we inherit this fallen nature? It is not, by eating something na nakuha natin ito. So Father said this is really a serious issue. So these habits that is formed over our lifetime cannot be eliminated even though you try until you die. Can you imagine? This is how serious it is. That's why even how much people try to be good, certain period they are good and then immediately they change again. That's why this world, anong naging constant in this world? Change became constant in this world because people tries, their best, but they cannot, right? People try certain level, they reach, but actually give up again. This is the reality. So people keep on changing. Fallen human beings keep on changing. Even how much they try, they cannot eliminate, right? So that's why if people will just, do the same way of life, yung parehong practice pa rin, they can never eliminate fallen nature, right? Kaya tayo rin, if we will not going to, really change our perception, our way of life, kapag pareho lang din, still we remain the same, right? We will become like, St. Paul that, saying that, who will going to rescue me from this, path of death? Who will going to rescue me from this? So this is really very serious. So that's why kahit na gaano raw itry natin, sabi ni Father, even until we die, we cannot eliminate these habits that is formed over a lifetime, right? So because this fallen nature that we have inherited, this is not just inherited through eating something, more deeper than that, right? So Father said, it has been passed down through lineage. So fallen nature has been inherited through flesh and bone. It has been passed down through lineage. These habits have been mixed with flesh and blood. Fallen nature has taken root and cannot be removed with human energy. It has grown into a gigantic tree, gathering up all the people of the world. This is the reality, right? That's why it's not easy to eliminate, because it is not just inherited through eating something, but it is inherited through flesh and bone. It has been passed down through lineage. That's why it is really, can you imagine? It is inherited through flesh and bone. So this body that we have, and then it has been passed down through lineage. So these habits have been mixed with flesh and blood. Kaya hindi yun madali. So for example, yun, kailangan mo talagang, kung literally, you need to completely palitan mo yung dugo mo. This kind of situation, this is the reality of fallen human beings. So this fallen nature that we have is mixed with our flesh and blood until our bone. Kung baga, ang parang kailangan completely palitan mo yung buong, our own self completely. You have to, parang palitan mo ng bago. This kind of, way. So just like, just by doing your best, trying to change it, it will never happen, right? This is the reality of fallen humanity. So fallen nature has taken root and cannot be removed with human energy. Kaya nga, this time, True Mother is always emphasizing the problems of this world, the things that, have happened and has happening until this time cannot just be changed or eliminated by human power. That's why people need to realize we need Heavenly Parent. Aju, we need Heavenly Parent. So, sabi ni Father, it has grown into a gigantic tree, gathering up all the people of the world. So this fallen nature that was inherited through our flesh and bone, that is being passed down through lineage, already have taken very deep root, right? It has grown to a gigantic tree, gathering up all people of the world. That's how serious it is, right? That's why bringing about a world of peace is not easy. Already how many decades, hundreds of years, thousands of years, people are talking about a world peace, bringing about world peace until now. World peace is not realized yet. Why? Because of this situation, right? This fallen nature that was inherited, that is deeply rooted to each people, each fallen human being, that is already became a gigantic tree that gathers all people of the world. So it can only be eliminated through what? Through the blessing. So first is through the blessing, right? We have to change our blood lineage completely. Kaya nga, without changing blood lineage, it's really, really impossible. That's why true parents needs to come. That's why all people are waiting for Jesus to come. Because Jesus needs to change the lineage of humanity. Only through this, then can human beings be connected to our Heavenly Parent. Through this, that we can, slowly eliminate our fallen nature, these things that we have inherited through our flesh and bone, right? That is passed down through lineage. Kaya nga, through the blessing, that is the starting point for us, through changing our blood lineage. Aju, and then continuously clinging to our Heavenly Parent. That realizing that with our own power, we cannot come out from this. Aju, so only through God's power, only through our Heavenly Parent. Aju, so we have to receive the blessing and then, make Heavenly Parent really the center of our life, really our priority. Thinking that, our own power, we cannot do actually anything, only through Heavenly Parent. Also solving the problems of this world. Without people realizing this, then this world will remain the same, right? That's why we are teaching about Heavenly Parent. All people needs to recognize our Heavenly Parent, right? And then our true parents. So this is the reality of fallen human beings. So we have two. That's why, young brothers and sisters, what is really you're preparing for? This is to receive the blessing, right? So this is the starting point. So without, changing our blood lineage, no one, even until Father said, even until we die, we cannot, change this habit. We cannot change this habit even until we die, how much we try, right? 60, 70 years, 80 years, you live on earth, and you are trying, still you cannot. That's why the Messiah needs to come. True parents needs to come to give us the blessing so that we can change our blood lineage from Satan to Heavenly Parent. Aju, this is the starting point. That's why all people, all religion are waiting for the second coming. This is really the main purpose. That's why Jesus needs to come, right? Because he couldn't engraft people to the lineage of our Heavenly Parent. Aju, this is how serious it is. So Father said, we have to achieve mind-body unity. So we need to be aware of our fallen nature and the bitter sorrow of the fall. Think about Adam and Eve crying after being chased from Eden. Remember this, and let us cleave earnestly to our parent, yearning to be one with him, with the determination to go forward, even if we have to spend tens of thousands of years crossing over the peaks of death. If we are unable to achieve mind-body unity, we will have no relationship with the foundation of God's victory, even as that foundation spreads across the earth. So really, we have to achieve mind and body unity. Father said this is really the ultimate thing that all human beings needs to achieve. So we have to yearn to be one with him, with our Heavenly Parent, with the determination to go forward, even if we have to spend tens of thousands of years crossing over the peaks of death. Aju, that's why, this time, everything is already very clear for us. How are we going to do it? Paano natin ito gagawin? Mind and body unity. It's not just, through meditation, as what people are doing, right? That's why I remember, the guidance before that telling me, not prayer and meditation is not enough. You need to go to the front line. You need to go to the front line. You need to do your mission as Heavenly Tribal Messiah, right? So how can we achieve mind and body unity? So just prayer, meditation, condition, it will not happen. It will not just happen. You have to really go to the field. You have to go to the front line. Kaya nga ito po ngayon talaga the ultimate thing for us to eliminate our fallen nature, perfect ourselves, is through this Chonbo path. This Chonbo path, this path of restoring our 430 families. And then now, why True Mother now is, now the center of our movement now is raising 43 couples. Raising 43 couples. Now, we are continuously doing this festival, testimonies, really our elders of, our Chonbo families of successful, course of raising 43 couples, because this is really the path for us to eliminate our fallen nature, to achieve mind and body unity, to perfect our character. That's why if we just stay home, doing nothing, just praying and just attending, of course it's important. We are doing hunduke, we're attending Sunday service, all these things. These are important, but this is not all, right? If just continuously living life like this, we can never eliminate our fallen nature. That's why we have to go to the field. We have to go to the front line. Of course, now COVID not easy, but we can do slowly. We can visit place, even this COVID time still, one family, or also we can use online. That's why yesterday's education, last night's education of Professor Gill. Kaya nga really how important yung ang Trinity talaga home group. Right? So really, we have to really encourage members lahat po to attend this Chonbo leaders education. Lahat po ng mga blessed families natin. This is really amazing. So yesterday he discussed yung give and take leadership. Give and take leadership. And then emphasizing more, the relationship. And then prioritizing people. I realized that, why True Parents is telling us that we have to go back to the early days of our church. In the early days of our church, really the inspiration is, superb and like overflowing. And then the deep relationship of brothers and sisters, focusing more on the people than the activities, or the focus more on the relationship. Yun po yung importante. Focus more in the relationship. Focus more on the people. That's why the early days of the church, how important each member. Ngayon, because of marami na focus tayo more sa maraming activities, but actually follow-up is not much, right? And then also tayo mismo, we couldn't really, self-awareness. This is important. You have to really understand. And then, you have to see God in you. this kind of education. And then you have to see God in others. And then this deep relationship among, between each other. Really, that's why many people actually, they want to be alone. They don't want to mingle with people. This is a really serious problem because the relationship or the problem started, from the fall of Adam and Eve that brought separation between God and humanity. Kaya ang course ng buhay natin, how to be reconnected to Heavenly Parent. That's why this relationship among each other, right? This is very, very important. Kaya nga through this Chonbo path na ginagawa natin, we build relationship. We prioritize, we give value to people. That's why our 43 couples, we will be raising them up to become like us. So ibig sabihin, it really takes a lot of effort. Hindi lang one time na mag-meeting kayo, that's why you focus with one muna, and then 3 couples, and then 12 couples. That's why true parents actually have shown us very clearly the course that true parents have gone through. Ito yung course na ginawa ni true parents. They started with 3 couples, 12 couples, 124 couples, 430 families, 430 couples. This is exactly the course that true parents have gone through. That's why true parents, they perfected completely themselves as true parents. They are not only because that they are true parents, but they go through this kind of course. That's why they have completed everything. Kaya tayo rin ngayon, we are following this path. So that's why when we think about mind and body unity, paano ba talaga unite ang mind and body natin? Meditation, prayer, conditions, these are not enough. We have to go to the field. We have to go to the front line. We have to mingle with a lot of people. Kaya ngayong training natin sa fundraising, witnessing na ginagawa natin, all these service activities, actually this is building relationship to people, right? Building relationship, opening more our mind, our heart to others. That's why this is truly amazing. Ito talaga, there's no other way to establish substantial channel group. This is really the only way to establish substantial channel group. That's why today we understood how serious it is, the state of fallen human being. This fallen nature that is deeply rooted in us. That even if we try, even 100 years, sabi ni Father, until we die, we can never eliminate this. That's why absolutely we need true parents. Absolutely, we have to receive the blessing. Aju, even how much you try, without, really people receiving true parents, without receiving the blessing, they can never do even until they go to the spiritual world. Aju, this is the reality of fallen human beings. That's why ngayon, with our true mother now, opening the path of this, showing us this Chonbu path. This is actually our original path that is only, revealed this time very clearly. But this is the way for us to go back to our original position before the fall of Adam and Eve, right? Before the fall. And, from there, we continue to grow and develop and perfect ourselves, our character, and then truly become true sons and daughters of Heavenly Parent and true parents. This is the reality of the state of human beings. Aju, that's why true parents have opened the way already for us. It's very clear now. Anyway, of course, this time is pandemic, not easy to, really continuously meet physically. Kasi ang challenge po talaga rin sa atin sa Philippines, our members sa HTM, these people, they are in the, they are on the medyo kwan na area, lower level sila, and then very challenging din talaga financially. The reality, ang challenge natin sa kanila, how to connect them through internet. Kasi nga, minsan wala silang pang-load. You need to give. This is the reality, but in other countries ngayon na advanced, sa kanila, they are, very big online community, and then yung mga kanila, very easy to connect. Kasi nga, very naman kasi doon. Available ang internet everywhere. So of course, this is challenge for us, but we can do. Slowly, kaya nga just focus sa 43. Mag-start tayo sa 1 couple. Kahit ako rin, I'm doing slowly, 1 couple at a time. We are also building relationship with one barangay captain this time. So, 1 couple and then your own, sa own pan natin, mga spiritual children natin. You're also making plans how to really do, continuously. At least you have to start 1 couple, 3 couple, 12 couple, your direct spiritual children, how to really build relationship. So we have to really make plan and really start one one by one until we can move forward. Next year, this COVID will going to be finished. So our HTM na mahirap mag-connect talaga, 430 couples natin, na mahirap mag-connect online, we have to really go and visit them physically. Aju? So even though it's difficult to eliminate fallen nature, but already everything has opened by true parents for us. Already the clear solution is already with us. It's now up to us how we fulfill our task, our responsibility. Aju? Aju. So we are truly grateful that we could live in this time with our beloved true parents. That's why it is like unimaginable na ma-resolve natin na problema because of true parents coming, right? Because true parents have completed everything and then open now the path for Chonbo. Then all of us can be able to stand in the position where we can truly attend our heavenly parent and true parents as really sons and daughters, eliminating our fallen nature, right? Living in accordance to our original, nature that God has given us. So despite this, really serious situation, but because of true parents, Aju, because of the blessing, and then because of this great blessing of becoming Heavenly Tribal Messiah, and this path of becoming Chonbo. This is the ultimate solution in order for us to become true sons and daughters of our Heavenly Parent and completely eliminate our fallen nature. Aju, so if we really invest, we will going to advance forward. And then we can truly fulfill the expectation of our true parents and really restore back our position and really become the true sons and daughters of our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Aju, so once again, let's really appreciate our Heavenly Parents and true parents for this amazing guidance again. Thank you so much once again to all our beloved blessed families and brothers and sisters. So today, we're going to have a special Sunday service with our Dr. Kittle. So he will be explaining to us the deep importance of our upcoming Pacific Christian Leadership Conference, the launching this coming October 4 and 5. And also our President Hori will be giving a special message today. So let us all join together our Sunday service this coming this morning at 10 a.m. So once again, thank you very much to all brothers and sisters. May please stay safe and may Heavenly Parents have blessings be always upon you and your families. Thank you so much.
Wow, so amazing. Thank you very much, Dr. L.A., for a very profound guidance, truth, and inspiration from our loving Heavenly Parents that you really passionately conveyed to us today. For that, we could really reflect on. Thank you also for the challenge to express our appreciation and gratitude. Let us give him a resounding virtual round of applause. Yeah, so very beautiful topic. Relate much, right? The path to eliminate our fallen nature and habits. It is true that our fallen habits is very difficult to change, not easy to uproot. It is a life and death challenge and cannot just remove by our human energy. It is very, very true and very, very clear that in order for us to eliminate our fallen nature, it is our determination first to receive the blessing from our loving Heavenly Parents and true parents in order for us to uproot our connection to Satan and evilness. And then let us live our life, our life centered to our loving Heavenly Parents and true parents all the time. And unite our mind and body through what? To our frontline mission, right? So there are already many lineup activities that we have in order for us to go to the frontline mission, like this PCLC, this Rally of Hope, and our our HCM mission. So, brothers and sisters, let us all take the challenge. Let us go to the field. Okay, let's go to the field together. Can we do it? Let's go, brothers and sisters. So before we proceed to the assigned reflector, may we know, is there anyone from the participant in this Zoom channel, who would like also to reflect? can raise your hand if you want to.
Sir Nabalta.
Oh, yeah. So our very own Professor Nabalta would like to give his reflection. Let's welcome our Professor Joseph Nabalta.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me clear?
Yes, yes, Kuya. Very clear.
I'd like to greet everybody. Good morning today, and good morning on the Sunday morning. I would like to share my thoughts about this topic because this has been one of the most important topics that has been discussed in our church among members from the earliest times and until now. How do we remove or how do we overcome our fallen nature? It is true that we have acquired these natures from birth. And according to Father's speech, it is deeply embedded into our flesh and bones because it has been passed on even from our lineage. And that's why it seems like an impossible task to remove fallen nature. And it is not a guarantee that if you join the Unification Church, if you receive the blessing, or even if you have achieved HTM and become Chonbo couple, that your fallen natures would be eliminated. That is not true. Father talks about the fallen natures of our members. Father talk about the fallen nature of our blessed families, the fallen nature of even Chonbo couples. And even we can speak about fallen nature of our leaders, even the top leaders in the international office. There is fallen nature everywhere in everyone. So what should be the way to remove the fallen nature? Based on my understanding in the divine principle, to remove the fallen nature, you need a partner. That means as a Cain, you need Abel. As Abel, you need Cain. So talk about going to the front line. Of course, we need to go out to do mission. But the internal component of the mission is basically still to be able to connect to Cain or to Abel. That is the internal mission and the result that we all aspire to fulfill in everything that we do for the church or otherwise. We need to overcome. So it's true, it's not enough to become holy and to practice all the religious practices, because the point is, how do we create unity with Abel, or how do we create unity with Cain? And to create unity with Cain or with Abel, it means the clashing of the fallen nature. So this is a long guidance from Dr. Johann B. Who removes your fallen nature is the person who has more of the same fallen natures that you have. And that's why the more difficult a person is to relate to, the more important that we need to relate to that person, so that we can see in ourselves the weak points of our character, why we cannot love as much because of those fallen nature. So by relating to a person who is very difficult, we are actually cleansing ourselves. We are removing our fallen nature. That's why we have to unite a very difficult leader. We need to unite with a difficult elder. We need to always look at our relationships as Cain and Abel. Unfortunately, we call it Cain and Abel, but Abel or Cain were unsuccessful. In fact, they were failures in this area. The better model that we should have should be Jacob and Esau. Jacob won over Esau, his elder brother. Despite Esau's desire to kill him, he loved Esau. He humbled himself before Esau. He gave gifts to Esau, and he received persecution or even punishment without committing any kind of sin. This is the way of Jacob. The way of Jacob is the true way, the true able way to overcome fallen nature. So the bigger the problem you have with your relationship, the better chances of removing your fallen nature. And it also comes in levels. When we speak about restoring the world, we need to start in the family or within ourselves, supposed to be. That means we have to remove our fallen nature individually by living public life and taking into consideration the relationship of the mind and the body is similar. It's also a Cain and Abel relationship, that the mind is Abel, body is Cain. But having developed that and developing a good character, we should extend that experience in the family. We need to relate to our family in the way that we can overcome the fallen natures of our family by loving them. As members, we are Abel, and the entire members of our family are the Cain. We need to overcome and absorb all of them. We need to absorb everything for the sake of world peace. So in that sense, our love should be able to absorb all the fallen natures of the members of our family. From the family level, we go to the community. If we want to restore the community, we need to have a heart big enough to overcome the fallen nature of our whole communities. We cannot just complain about the community, about the people in the community, but we need to accept, overcome, and ultimately embrace. And by doing so, we would be changing the whole community. So when we speak about restoring a nation, it is not easy. We need to consider the fallen nature of our nation. What are the fallen natures of our nation? And then we should stand as the true Abel. Are we able for the country? Can we stand as the true Abel for the whole country? Can we absorb the corruption of the government? Can we absorb all the failures of our nation? So in that sense, to restore a nation, it takes more than just creating a movement to restore it. We need to restore Cain. By restoring Cain, we are removing our fallen nature. And ultimately, when we speak about the world, this is the stage where our true parents are standing. They stand as the true Abel to the rest of the world. And they are on their shoulders carrying the burden of overcoming the fallen natures of the world. And by doing so, they are really creating the worldwide Cain and Abel condition. So let us really try our very best and hardest to realize our mission. Our mission is not just to go out in the front line and actually work in the area, whether we are fundraising or witnessing or HTM. But internally, the internal mission that we are doing is how we can create the unity between Cain and Abel. We need to go out and look for Cain through our HTM mission, through the PR mission, through witnessing, and whatever. Let us consider always that we are removing our fallen nature in order to create unity. And by doing so, we will come out as true people. According to Professor Hill, we will become Chonbo, not in name. Glorious because we are truly the treasures of heaven. We did not just acquire, or we did not inherit, or we did not just get the assistance of others in becoming that kind of person. So fallen nature is the key. The better we are in removing our fallen nature, the better our movement is. And the better our movement to restore the nation and ultimately to restore the world. So thank you very much, brothers and sisters. This is what I want to share. Okay, now.
Thank you very much, Professor Joseph, for a very inspiring reflection and sharing guidance as well. So it is clear, let us eliminate our fallen nature with a partner by overcoming Cain and Abel relationship. Okay? So at this juncture, we will be listening to the reflection who represent us today. First, let us welcome with a virtual applause to the HTM Education Head and FFWPU NCR District Leader, Pastor Ernesto Ilano.
Good morning, Heavenly Parents, true parents. Good morning to our Reverend Dr. Leo Angelo Halog, to all our Chunbo couples, leaders, elders, brothers, and sisters. Good morning po sa ating lahat. So, anyway, so I'm so feel blessed and thankful for this inspiration that I received today, for the message of our national leaders and for the reflection of our Chunbo couples, Kuya Joseph Nabalta. So anyway, so my reflection, I know that removing pollinator is not easy. That's why all of us, we need to have training. So as our national leader mentioned also that if you have kids at least 0 to 3 years, you need to take care or guide them. So that's why in Heavenly Parents Holy Community, at least they required all members to join or to be full-time at least 3 years. So the purpose of joining or becoming full-time is in order to train how to attend God and then how to practice, how to remove our fallen nature. Because being a full-time, we are trained or we have a tradition about closing prayer and then morning devotion. So through this, we can always, in the morning, at least we can offer prayer. We all are always used to pray. Because when we are not a member, even in myself, I never pray. I'm not a prayerful man. So even maybe only on Sunday when I attend service, but through becoming full-time, every day we have morning devotion, morning hondoke, and then even evening, we have closing. So through closing, at least we can report what we have done, what we are done in the whole day, and then we ask repentance. And then through morning, at least we offer to guide us so that we can avoid to do mistake or evil things. So that's why training is very important. And the best training that our true parents give to each one of us, how to remove the fallen nature, is being tribal messiah. So as our elder brother, Kuya Joseph said, we need to love Cain. You cannot enter, as true father said also, you cannot enter to the kingdom of heaven unless you didn't bring your Cain. So where we can get this Cain? So through tribal messiah. And I remember that there have 12 kinds of different nature. So through the HTM, we can meet different kind of people and how we can really build a relationship. So actually last night, they're talking about give and take leadership. So how we can build artistic relationship through our Cain. So actually we need each other to remove our fallen nature. Cain need Abel so that he can remove his fallen nature. and Abel need Cain to remove the fallen nature. So that's why very important this kind of training for all of us. So but we have training, but the most important is how we are sincere in the training. So even the PMA, if they sometimes they cannot overcome, they cannot continue. So that's why we are so grateful and thankful that we don't know until we our level, which our heart, how we can grow. So we know that the fallen nature, we have fallen nature because of the fall. And then this is the communication or artistic relationship of our first ancestors to heavenly parents. So through this kind of training, we train how to put God as our top priority. And also we are trained how to love each other. So it's true that when we go out, we can really grow. Meeting with people, actually meeting with different families, we can feel also the heart of God. We become more closer to God if we feel their situation. So the point is, as True Father said, we have in this kind of training, and then we have a mission that they given to all blessed family, how to become heavenly tribal Messiah. It's not easy also, but I remember what True Father said, kung sa Tagalog ay, hindi na mahalaga kung nagawa mo, ang mahalaga, ginawa mo. So hindi naman siguro kaagad natapos natin, pero at least ginagawa natin. Hindi pa natin nakumpleto, hindi pa natin nagawa, pero at least ginagawa natin. So, kaya nga minsan, sometimes we complain, parang mahirap. Pero minsan hindi pa nga nag-start, nasabi na mahirap. So hindi natin pwedeng sabihin mahirap kung hindi pa tayo nag-umpisa, hindi po natin ginawa. So, kaya training din sa atin, kaya nga ang tao din na nagiging successful, so yung nagiging undergo ng training. So even sa kahit anong field, sila ay naging matagumpay dahil sa training. So the purpose of this training din for us is how to reach our individual perfection. So yun din po anong purpose natin, why we need to do the mission o HTM. Because God, ano ba yung expectation? Ano ba yung hangad ni God sa atin? So paano natin ma-remove yung fallen nature? If we are already become perfect. Perfect our mind and body, and perfect our character, our artistic relationship to people. Yan ang goal, no? Na paano natin ma-reach yung individual perfection. So we need to undergo more training. And this HTM, o to become Chonbu couples, is our best training. So, malinaw din sa pag-aaral natin sa divine principle, ano yung problem? Dahil hindi na fulfill yung 5% of responsibility ni Adam and Eve. So when it's very clear na sinabi ni true parents o ni true mother, if we become a Chonbu couples, na fulfill na daw natin yung ating responsibility. But of course, hindi lang doon sa naging Chonbu couples tayo, but of course, how we can take care and guide our tribe. So we can continuously, how we can build artistic relationship to our tribe. So I think that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your very honest reflection and heart-touching reflection, Pastor Ilana. Indeed, having a full-time life is a blessing because it helps us to be trained. And HCM mission is a great fortune. We learned if you want to enter heaven, the very core requirements is to bring with us our kain. So let's give our Pastor Ilana our resounding round of virtual applause. So for another inspiring reflection, let us welcome with virtual applause the HTM Elder Blessed Couples Committee Head and Provincial Leader of Family Federation for World Peace Cavite, Pastor Richie Paul Mantalaba.
Thank you so much po. I greet our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Good morning, and to all our leaders, especially to our national leader. Good morning, and all our leaders and brothers and sisters. Good morning po. So for my reflection, I was really inspired for this topic, especially this time, the topic, no, the path to eliminate our pollinature and our bad habits. I reflect so much about the sharing also of our Kuya Joseph about how to really overcome our pollinature and how to really eradicate our pollinature in ourselves. So we need cane in our lifetime, no? This is a lifetime commitment to erase our pollinature. So I reflect on that way. It's not easy to really remove immediately our bad habits because as our Sir Eli said in this sharing, start from 0 to 3 years old, we need to really educate our children to raise them well in accordance with the heavenly principles and heavenly traditions. So that way, I reflect also that when joining the movement and being full-time, our leaders ask us to join at least 3 years going in the front line. So removing our pollinature every day, we meet different kind of brothers and sisters, their pollinatures, different kinds of leaders, their pollinatures also. We could say their our difficulties to them, how we could able to really attend them well, relate with them. Having this heart-to-heart relationship is not really easy, especially if you have this kind of pollinature. So I'm very thankful po to all my elders and leaders who really guide me well and become what I am right now, because they really guide me well. They didn't want me to, they scold me for love, not scolding me because they hate me, but they love me so much. That's why every day they scold me, they realize this is your fallen nature, this is who you are, you need to change something like this. And that way, I'm very thankful for them, reminding me all the time that these are my Abel and I'm the Cain. Sometimes I'm the Abel and then sometimes they are my Cain. So leading also the frontliners, leading the fundraisers as a captain, really takes me so much, a lot of sacrifice, takes me so much to remove my pollinatures, having these different kinds of pollinatures I have in my team. Truly, it really gives me so much what removing my pollinature, embracing this kind of different kinds of brothers and sisters, characters, pollinatures, all the habits, bad habits that they have. So embracing to them, it really makes my heart completely free from pollinature. So I remember one of the sharer when Dr. Yong make the virus of Hondoke way back 2011, there's called virus, not COVID virus, COVID-19, but Hondok virus. So this is what we need to do right now in this time of pandemic. We need to have a Hondok virus. This Hondok virus could truly remove our pollinatures. I remember one of the Japanese elder member who finished reading 100 times of the 8 great textbook of True Father, truly make himself free from viruses. What is viruses? Old habits that we have, pollinatures that we have, could truly erase from doing our hondoke every morning. Reading the 8 great textbooks, it really removes our pollinatures. It will always remind of what we need to do. It's the guidance of our beloved Father. These 8 great textbooks, all these great textbooks that True Father give to us in these generations, it really led us on how we could truly eradicate our pollinatures. So this is how I understand, reminding this topic of our national leader, Reverend Leon Halog, that eradicating our pollinature is not easy. It needs a lot of time and practices, and it needs to practice every day. It's not about you just did it for 3 years or 7 years. No, it would be an eternal practice because we need to know that our in the sharing he said that we need to aware all the time that our pollinator is always in us. So we need to be aware of this, and if we are aware of our pollinators, we could easily that this is not right. So I need to really think about what is the good thing that I need to do. So the guidance in this morning gives me a lot of how to continue to do my mission. Now, especially yesterday, last night, our Professor Hill very clearly said that the path of being Chunbu couples, Chunbu victors, is not easy. No, not just the name of being Chunbu, but to become glorious Chunbu victors. This is what he meant, that we need to really work it out so much. We need to work so much for eradicating our pollinator. So, loving our 430, embracing to them, especially the 43 couples that we need to offer to our beloved true parents or to our heavenly parents, is not easy to give time to them. So, truly, when I was in Talim Island, working with the tribe of our Sir Julius Malikdim, makes my heart really complete and happy of embracing those couples. It's not easy because they have this demand, they have this complaint, and they have this kind of what we need to do. So what I need to do is to really love them and embrace them, all their complaints. So that's how it really worked me well. That's how it really moves my pollinator. So what they can see to me is the good natures that I have. Because as our Sir Julius said, our Sir L.A. said, our national leader, that eradicating our pollinator is to find also pollinator same as you are, and then embrace that. No, as our Kuya Joseph also said, that is how we could able to remove our pollinators and our all bad habits. So we have a lot of bad habits until this time, but practicing Hondok virus every day, it could really remove, remove our pollinators. So I'm very thankful for this morning that it will remind us again the Hondok virus that we have before that Dr. Yung led to us way back 2011. So I'm very thankful for having this opportunity and give these reflections in this morning devotion po. And I hope and pray that all of us could continue working so much for True Mother's direction to become Chunbo victor. So my goal is to become really Chunbo and encouraging all brothers and sisters, especially to all as I was assigned as the elder blessed couples to follow up them, ask them to also do the mission of HTM and become Chunbo victors. So that is my committee in our HTM committee, that I need to really approach them and encourage them to really fulfill the mission that True Mother gave to us, to become Chunbo victor. So this is the mission that our national leader gave to me, and that's why every day I ask some of our elders, going with them, visit to them, and talk to them, encourage to them to do the mission of Heavenly Tribal Messiah and become Chunbo victors. So I'm very grateful po, and thank you so much for this morning, and hope and pray that we could really receive a lot of blessings in this morning to attend again for our Sunday service in this morning po, Sunday. Have a blessed Sunday morning po to all, and thank you so much po.
Okay, so our appreciation for your very hopeful reflection, Pastor Mantalaba. Let us give him a round of applause. Yes, let us continue. Yes, let us continue to have this Hondok virus. If we experience full-time life, go to the frontline mission and become Chunbo victors, we are the real and true heaven's treasures. So I hope everyone heard the appeal of our Pastor Mantalaba to all our elders to really become a Chunbo victors. So now, since this is Sunday and we will have a Sunday service, later we will not have our announcement because I know it will be announced during our Sunday service. So as we end this morning devotion, And we are now going to close this morning devotion with a closing prayer to be given to us by the HTM Special Committee Head, Summa Special Committee Head. Let's welcome Bishop Rafael Rabanyo.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Parents, sa araw na ito, buong puso ko kami nagpapasalamat sa iyo sa ikalang araw ng ika-6 na 40 days morning devotion. Kami po'y nagpapasalamat sa isa na mag-alay sa aming mga sarili. Lalo na ngayon, ay isang linggo na naman, kami ay maghanda ng aming mga sarili sa pagtanggap ng mga mensahe mula sa aming presidente ng Asia Pacific 2 na si Dr. Hori at si Dr. Robert Keto. Ang iyong mga galaw, hindi namin may tanggi sa aming mga sarili. Ang mga galaw na aming tunay na mga magulang is undeniable. Ang iyong presensya. Maraming salamat sa mga namumuno sa iba't ibang kontinento na sila po'y nagpapakita ng kanilang sigla na walang pagbabago sa pagsuporta sa aming tunay na magulang. Kami dito sa Pilipinas, mga pamilyang pinagpala at mga kabataan na namulat sa katotohanan na ang buong katauhan ay isang malaking pamilya na nakasintro sa tunay na mga magulang. Ang lahat ng mga provincial organization na buo dito sa bansang Pilipinas, gawin mo kaming lahat na instrumento para sa pangdaigdig na kapayapaan at kasaganahan. We would like to close this morning devotion by offering our brothers and sisters sacrifice for the sake of the restoration of this country. May our brothers and sisters have enough courage, strength, and wisdom for every day to represent our absolute love, absolute faith to influence our entire population. May your grace and favor be upon everybody in the frontliners, individual and family who practice the principle of living for the sake of others to overcome their fallen natures. Our entire family members globally may practice the way of give and take leadership to see well, do well, and be well. All of these are reported and prayed in behalf of our brothers and sisters in Chonilgo in the name of Rafi and Pochin Rabanyo, Chunbokopol of Chonilgo. Aju.
Maraming salamat, Bishop Rabanyo, sa inyong napakaantig na panalangin. So let us all have our individual report and prayer to heaven. adieu. Again, let us express our gratitude to our loving Heavenly Parents and to parents for their continuous guidance. Thank you, Heavenly Parents and to parents. May today's message will keep us inspired in doing our mission as Heavenly Parents and true parents, filial children. To everyone, thank you for all your sincere hearts and Johnson in participating every day in our morning devotion. Let us all live with a Yojang heart, with full of gratitude heart every day. Maintain our high-spirited and positive mind. Heavenly Parents bless us all. Kamsahamnida, Yorobun.
Yes, thank you po.
Kamsahamnida, everyone.
Morning po.
Good morning. Thank you
Morning,
so
ma'am.
much. Good morning. Happy Sunday.
Sunday.
Happy Sunday to all.
Morning,
Morning
Tablayo.
sa inyo.
Great Monday from
Good
abroad.
morning.
Brothers and sisters,
Hello. Good morning.
leaders, happy Sunday,
Good morning,
everyone.
Auntie Tablayo.
Thank you so much. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy
Happy Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very